Hey everyone, let's talk about financial stress. Especially for us young adults, it can feel like a constant weight on our shoulders. And it's really no secret, managing money can be tough. Unexpected expenses, well, they always seem to pop up at the worst possible times. Think about it, like a surprise medical bill, or car trouble, or even a sudden rent increase, right? It can throw your whole budget off track, and if you don't have a plan for these financial curveballs, you can be left feeling anxious, overwhelmed even. That's where this idea of an emergency fund comes in. It's like your own financial safety net. It's not about stashing away millions, but it is about having a buffer to cushion the blow when life throws one of those financial curveballs. Imagine your car breaks down and you're suddenly facing a big repair bill. If you don't have an emergency fund, you might have to scramble to borrow money, rack up credit card debt, maybe even delay those essential repairs. That just adds even more stress, right? But with even a few $100s saved up, you can handle those unexpected costs without, derailing your finances. You might be thinking, well, where do I even start? Well, the good news is that building an emergency fund, it's more attainable than you might think. It's all about small steps, consistent steps. And even starting small can make a big difference. First things first, you want to find the right place to park your savings. Traditional savings accounts, they don't offer much in terms of interest. So consider opening a high-yield savings account, or HYSA for short. Think of HYSA like a turbocharged savings account. You'll earn a much higher interest rate on that money, which means your money grows faster. It's a simple switch that can put your savings on the fast track. Okay, so you've got your HYSA set up. Now it's time to figure out how to feed it. That's where budgeting comes into play. Don't worry, we're not talking about restrictive diets for your money. It's a simple plan to help you understand where your money is going and identify areas where you could potentially free up some cash. A good starting point is the 50-30-20 rule. The idea is to allocate 50% of your income toward those essential expenses, like rent, utilities, and groceries. And 30% goes toward your wants, your discretionary spending, things like dining out, entertainment, those little things you enjoy. And then finally, that last 20%, that goes towards savings and debt repayment. I know saving 20% right off the bat, especially when you're first starting out, can feel daunting. But the key here is to be realistic. Start small. Even if you can only manage 5% or 10% initially, it's a huge step in the right direction. Consistency is key. And those small contributions, they'll add up over time. Plus, as you get more comfortable with budgeting and start to see those savings grow, you can gradually increase your contributions. It's like leveling up your financial game. Okay, so let's dive into some practical ways to free up extra cash for your emergency fund. It's often about making small adjustments, rather than drastic overhauls to your lifestyle. Think about your daily spending habits. Could you pack your lunch a few times a week instead of eating out? Maybe explore some more affordable entertainment options. Or try a no-spend challenge for a week or two. You might be surprised at how these small changes can add up to significant savings over time. And don't forget about those unexpected windfalls, like tax refunds or bonuses. Those are a great opportunity to give your emergency fund a boost. Now, when it comes to setting a savings goal, it's helpful to think in terms of months' worth of essential expenses. A good starting point is to aim for 3 months' worth. That's your safety net in case of job loss or a major unexpected expense. So calculate how much you absolutely need each month to cover those essentials like rent, utilities, and groceries. Then multiply that amount by 3 to determine your initial savings target. Once you hit that 3-month milestone, you can pat yourself on the back, right? And then aim for a buffer of 6 months or even a year's worth of expenses. This provides even greater financial security, especially if you have a variable income or if your job security isn't rock solid. Now, I know building a substantial emergency fund, it takes time, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. But don't get discouraged if it feels like it's taking forever to reach your goal. The important thing is to stay consistent with those contributions, even if they're small. And remember, even a small amount of savings can make a big difference in handling those minor emergencies. Having a few $100s tucked away can cover, like a flat tire or a broken appliance or a surprise medical bill, right? Without resorting to those credit cards or high-interest loans. It's about preventing those little financial hiccups from turning into major setbacks. So let's recap. We've talked about the importance of having an emergency fund, how to choose the right savings account for you, and some practical tips for budgeting and finding extra cash. We also explored setting realistic savings goals based on your individual circumstances. Building an emergency fund may not have been the most glamorous financial goal, but it's hands down one of the most important. It's the foundation for a solid financial future, and it's something you'll thank yourself for time and time again. Having that financial cushion can make a world of difference in your overall well-being. It's not just about the money. It's about the peace of mind that comes with knowing you can handle whatever financial curveballs life throws your way. Feel pretty good about your finances, and then bam, your car breaks down. Or your landlord suddenly decides to raise the rent. In the past, those kinds of unexpected expenses would have sent you into a tailspin of stress and anxiety. But now, you've got your emergency fund to the rescue. Instead of panicking, you can calmly transfer the money you need from your HYSA, knowing you've got this covered. No scrambling to borrow money from friends or family. No racking up credit card debt. Just a smooth and stress-free solution. That's the power of an emergency fund. It transforms you from a reactive worrier into a proactive planner who's in control of their finances. And that feeling of confidence and security, well, it's priceless, right? It frees up mental space for you to focus on other things, like pursuing your passions, building your career, and just enjoying life to the fullest. So if you haven't started building your emergency fund yet, what are you waiting for? The sooner you start, the sooner you'll experience that peace of mind and the financial freedom that comes with knowing you've got your back. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about taking action and making progress, one step at a time. And trust me, once you start seeing that emergency fund grow, you'll be amazed at how motivating it can be. It's like a game, but with real-life rewards. So go ahead, take that first step, open that HYSA, set a savings goal, and watch your financial stress melt away. You got this. And hey, if you're already rocking an emergency fund, kudos to you. That's amazing. But maybe it's time to reassess. Could you bump up your savings goal? Life changes. Expenses change. And it's always a good idea to make sure your emergency fund is keeping pace. Think of it like this. You wouldn't wear the same size shoes your whole life, right? Your emergency fund needs to grow with you too. Remember that sense of calm we talked about? That feeling of being in control when a financial surprise pops up? That's what having an emergency fund gives you. Takes the edge off, allows you to, breathe, make decisions from a place of stability, not panic. And the best part is, that feeling, it spills over into other areas of your life. When you're not constantly worried about money, right, you have more mental space to focus on the things you enjoy, your relationships, your goals, even just being present in the moment, like removing this low-grade hum of stress you might not even realize was there. And suddenly there's more clarity, more room to grow, more freedom to just be yourself. So whether you're starting from zero or looking to, level up your savings game, remember that building an emergency fund, it's an investment in your peace of mind, your resilience, and ultimately your future. It's a step towards financial freedom. It puts you in the driver's seat, ready to navigate whatever comes your way.